Thanks everyone for tuning in. If at any point you have to jump out, I understand we're recording today, so you'll always be able to tune back in. If you have questions or anything, drop them in the chat. We'll be going through those throughout the presentation, but also we'll have a couple minutes at the end. We'll be able to stop and go over a couple of those inquiries. Anything media related, feel free to shoot it my way, and I can do my best to get you an answer live time. And worst case, I can circle back with you from our media and marketing department with maybe some better answers for you. So today, our presentation is, from my perspective, it's how to win more business using professional video, right? And what is win more business? That can mean different things to different folks. Does that mean more listings? For us, a lot of the case, we hope so, because we hope to be there filming them for you. But that could also mean acquiring new agents on your team. It could be, getting new folks inside of your network, just driving traction to your social media pages. So what is business? You can define that, right? More rentals, more listings, more team members, anything like that. You can put video marketing to work and have it be an effective tool for you. Who am I? I'm Bobby. I work with HD Bros. We are a full service real estate marketing photography company. We've been in business over 10 years. We provide 3D modeling, floor plans, all with a guaranteed next day delivery and support team throughout. So this is our profession. We're not filming weddings on the weekend or anything like that. All we do is real estate marketing and content creation. So all of the statistics, analytics, and methods that we use in terms of our posting and sharing and things like that we're pretty much trying to do the same thing. We just want to get in front of you all instead of the home buyers and sellers. So I started filming with the company and I've worked my way through. Currently, I'm kind of our director of sales and on our leadership team. So I've seen a lot of kind of from the ground all the way through the process. And, hopefully that brings a bit of a unique experience that I can shed some light on for you today. So on top of all that, let me click to our next slide here. Voila, HD Bros. We're already working through this. That's me. Hello. And so some of the main things we're going to look at today is just the importance of video. I'm going to give you some National Association of REALTORS statistics. It's coming straight from the helm. So, I'm not just fluffing them. It's some really good intel. And I think that you're only going to see this continue to progress just with the more usage. Everyone's got a camera in their pocket. Everyone's got access to every bit of information on their phone on the go. So again, we're only seeing these numbers increase and the opportunity also get wider for folks to take advantage of in this video marketing space. Different styles of video, we'll talk about that. I mean, everything from kind of your high-end production to, a quick Facebook Live video, it can really all be effective based on how you're using it, where you're placing it, and kind of the folks the audience that you're trying to capture, right? And to cap that all off is, of course, where to post, where to play your material to get the best results. A live video might not translate as well in a newsletter versus on your social media page and things like that. So there are definitely kind of better rhymes and reasons to use and do different things. One really great quote that just as I was putting this together, I came across: if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million. Think about that. A video, 1 minute, we say 1 minute, because attention span, right? So anything over a minute, you're starting to lose about 50% of your audience pretty consistently. So that's something where keep it short, keep it concise, get to the point, let them take the next action. Is that a call to action on the end of the video? Hey, call me for a tour. Or is that visit my website for more information? You can kind of create that call to action, and where you're posting it on social media, you'll have kind of the context clues around it. Hey, watch my new listing video. If you want to buy it, shoot me a message. Like, it can be as straightforward as that. Or you can have kind of a larger message throughout the whole marketing spiel. You're coming up with your plan. You want everything to kind of work together. So again, 1,000-word photo, 1.8 million words in a video. Just think about it. It's a lot. More likely to remember your content. They say 80%. That sounds really high. But if you watch a video versus slide through a couple photos, you are that much more likely to remember that material and recall it. So maybe not for the listing, that's uber important. But if they're watching your ad video, your get to know me video, your why am I a professional and why should you hire me as your real estate agent video, they're going to remember those things more so than just reading your blog post or anything like that. Those are important as well, but the video can just add that cherry on top, really ram it home and, hopefully up that conversion ultimately. And you know, bottom line, more leads, right? Our whole spiel here is getting more business based on using video. Video can do that for you. It ups the percentage of viewership. You're getting more people tuned in for longer and they're retaining that information. So all good things. Next tab here. So just a couple other of these stats. I see I got my bubble over here, so I'm going to jump back really quick. So National Association of REALTORS statistics, you can pull this up on their website right now, I assure you, and see these same numbers. So when you're seeing numbers like 150%, 400%, it kind of, for me, I'm like, whoa, how is that possible that literally 4 times the amount of inquiries you're getting by using video than photos? That's a lot. That's, you know, you're going through the same motion. You have to hire a photographer. They come out, take pictures. What we do, we take pictures and we can take video and drone and everything else at the same time. So that's a benefit to using HD Bros. But all in all, even if you're hiring multiple contractors, we're still going to recommend getting that video. Embedded, don't let that word scare you. All that means is if you have it uploaded on your YouTube channel, you have it linked into your website. So nothing overly fancy there. This is one of the biggest ones for me. 85% of buyers and sellers, so people that are in the real estate world looking for some sort of transaction, they want to work with real estate professionals that are using video. And that's a broad term. Everyone could be using video a little bit differently, but it starts with if they can find your video footage, put a name to a face, retain that information, they're like, I think this is my person here.
Hey, Bobby, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
So I heard you mention the your YouTube channel. How important is it to have a YouTube channel?
I would say very.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll touch on that later. We'll dive into a bit of kind of where to post these certain videos and things like that. But the easiest thing, hey, don't reinvent the wheel, right? All good ideas are borrowed. All those things. I'm a big fan. Go to our YouTube channel and steal some ideas. Like we use our playlist section, so you could go in and see highlight listing videos, any events we've filmed. You can see get to know me and profile videos we've done. So that's all labeled. And then inside of those posts on the back end, I actually, on YouTube, there's an entire webinar I've done on how to build your YouTube channel. So check that out too. But you can go in, if you're labeling it and using those descriptions and like your geo tags and stuff like that, that SEO, the search engine optimization, all of that boosts way up for you. So if they're like Fredericksburg realtor and you have 10 or 5 of the top 10 searches, they're going to be like, yeah, this one's probably pretty legit. Let me go check this one out. So I think all those things work. All this stuff works together and just kind of lets the cream rise to the top. So yes, we'll talk more on the YouTube piece. Homeowners, obviously the listing piece is huge, especially for us. We film listings for a living, so we really love the listings. But 73% of homeowners say they're more likely to list with an agent that uses video. And then to your YouTube piece, a lot of home buyers are using YouTube. A majority at this point, growing daily, are using YouTube as a platform to start their search. Really wild. 74% of realtors use Facebook, 56% use LinkedIn. I think yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think most people are on there at this point. It's a free medium to market from. And one thing about LinkedIn, I would recommend using that. Your average income is higher on LinkedIn by a significant margin. So that's, if you're talking more qualified buyers, sellers, LinkedIn might be a good space for you. Facebook, like everyone's on there. So maybe more leads, less qualified leads. LinkedIn, you can kind of identify yourself and you see the lower number. 56% is still pretty large, but that means half the other realtors out there aren't using LinkedIn. So that's an opportunity for you to kind of jump in and make your mark on that space before they do. So thought there as well. And I like the drone thing. Personally, my favorite style of content, when you take a drone up in the air, it can get photos and video. Love it. 50% of realtors or more are using drones in some capacity, whether that's hiring someone or maybe taking advantage of like an internal marketing effort. But nonetheless, great opportunity to show off the space, the lot, the surrounding area. And in our Middle Virginia, Fredericksburg territories, we don't have hardly any restrictions. We work up in Dulles and Northern Virginia, and it is not quite as fun. So take advantage as much as you can. It's only $100 to add an aerial photo and video set to another order. So super quick and easy. So let me go back really quick to our video content. This is for us HD Bros personally. An overwhelming majority includes video. for Matterport and things outside of photography, drone, and all that stuff, 3/4 of our appointments include some additional service outside of just photos. So I think that's maybe one of the sub notes of this whole presentation, is that photos are great. They're always getting it started. You need them for your flyers. It's great to put on your website, which we'll talk about more. But the video, the interactive, that again, that emotion grabbing style content is what we're seeing added on at a pretty high rate just because of those things. And let me actually check in by saying, we know listings are flying off the shelves in certain price points. So I will not tell you we can sell them any faster for you, but using this video to win your next 5 listings to also sell them really fast, that is where that rate of return just skyrockets. And you can use this content for life. You buy it, you own it, you put it on your YouTube channel, you post it 10 years from now when you're like, oh, throwback Thursday, back when I was working in Fredericksburg and, you know, only doing condos. Now I'm selling entire, who knows, you know. So it's endless what you can do with this content, and you can always reuse it and kind of show where you've come and where you're going and what you do for your clients. So with these two, more engaging, we've talked about that. They create that emotional response, very important. And it's that effortless tour through the home. I think piggybacking off of this, your 24/7 open house, you can just kick back. I mean, my biggest thing with video, I think, is like, you're probably always going to have to host open houses, go to showings, things like that. But picture in a world where every single listing has a well done video, and, you know, your listings as well. You never have to go out on the weekends hardly again, unless they're qualified and really interested. I'm sure that folks have gone out to a showing or hosted an open house, and, you know, you feel more or less like your time could have been better spent. Have one of these videos. Hey, I'm interested in your listing. Check out this video. Really, not for me. You just saved yourself a lot of time. So really, that comes down to how much is your time worth? What could you be better doing? That's always my comeback to folks that are like, hey, well, I do my own content. I'm like, hey, that's great. You're using it. I support you. But wouldn't you rather spend your time doing real estate sales producing activities and let us handle the content? So always a couple different ways to go, but how much is your time worth? And, you know, do your profession, you know, like you're a professional real estate agent, real estate professional, you know, whichever field you may be working in directly, but that's where your time is most valuable, I would like to think. So skipping through here, I'm skipping by NAR. We already went through that. I dare you go check out NAR.com. You can find all those numbers, just so you know. So now we're bumping down to some video styles. Now this up for interpretation, right? I think everyone, that's one thing about content, blessing and a curse. It's interpretable. I could see a video and be like, wow, I love it. And you could see it and be like, no, I don't really like it. So always kind of working with that interpretation battle, you know, trying to get towards the middle somewhere, but it's impossible to have every single person like one video or one style of video, that is, you know. So not all of these are going to be for you. One big thing, and I have this later in the presentation, but it's kind of like a pick two, like pick the two that you're going to be. You can't specialize in all of these things. So take a couple of them and do them well. I think that's kind of where we go with that. And for us, that's in reference to social media mainly, which I will touch on again, but Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it. That's just too much to be doing. You do have to hire someone to just manage your social media at that point. If you just pick two, Facebook and Instagram, I think, are a great start. And you stay consistent on those and come up with your message and post and put your content out, you can make a difference, I think, with less avenues. You know, shorten it down to two and see what you can make a difference, or where you can make a difference, excuse me. So listing videos, pretty straightforward. You can have just your highlight video, which I would have had some samples today, but through the sharing, sometimes it can lag. But hopefully most of you have seen these. A minute or less, smooth video footage, not a slideshow. Although a slideshow does calculate as a video, it is not the same thing. We're always going to be out trying to bust that myth. But smooth 1080 4K footage video, it's like a movie. 24/7 open house, like we mentioned. You can just have that out there in the world anytime for anyone to see. You're working all the time now. 24/7 marketing template. You know, we talk about your next listing presentation. You sit down. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, I want to sell your house. look at all the work I've done for my last listings and how fast they've sold. And they're like, wow, I feel really taken care of in this moment. And the kicker, if you're using HD Bros, you're seeing it as they're using a professional company. You know, you're not just like, oh, like, you know, my cousin's taking photos for me. You're like, no, I have this professional, and whether it's us or not, hire a professional company. That way, I think it shines all the way through. They're like, wow, I know I'm going to be taken care of in these moments. I know my house is going to get the presentation that it deserves. And, you know, we're going to get top dollar and all that good stuff. So I think it helps all the way through. It says it without saying it is what this content is good for. Helps eliminate the non-serious buyers. We talked about that. I mean, if you have 100 people watch the video and you eliminate 50 of them, like, again, that is a ton of time, and you can now focus that time into winning the next listing or those other 50 potential buyers that may actually be interested based on the footage they've seen. It's really versatile. It works on all platforms. You can text a video to a friend. You can post it on your Facebook page. You can send it out in your newsletter. You can put it on your website. You know, it is pretty much endless. Like any type of marketing platform, you're going to be able to put that out there. I know I said newsletter and you're like, how's a video going to newsletter? QR codes. Put the QR code on there, go straight back to your YouTube channel, which after they watch that video, they'll go to the next video. They're right there in the playlist. So they're seeing all your content and exactly what you're about. So.
Hey, Bobby, I have another question.
Bring it on.
So you mentioned texting a video. Is there a certain length of video that you would recommend as far as when you're using texting as a platform?
Yes. So that would be where I would kick that YouTube channel in, I'm getting ahead of it here. We'll cover it again, but the YouTube channel, it's a 24/7 library. It's on the internet. People in Asia could be searching your content and watching it. You know, it's out there for everyone to see. So in that same moment, if you were to ask me for sample work, the first place I'm going to go is HD Bros YouTube, because I know, one, it's organized. I know exactly where to find what I'm looking for. But two, after you watch the first thing I send you, the next video that starts to play is off of your playlist. So I would so you upload it to your YouTube channel, for example, right? How it would go. We send you a Google Drive link. Don't send out the Google Drive link. Not very pretty. You can do that, but I do not recommend. Download that video. Couple things. One, it is now on your computer. So even if Google goes out of business tomorrow, not happening. But like, even if you cannot access your files in Google, it's on your computer. You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. And then you upload it from your computer to your YouTube. And the YouTube basically acts as the medium for forevermore. You can just take that YouTube link, because it will have its own special link on YouTube. You just copy, paste, and send, and it's out there. And it would be the same thing. If you're posting on Facebook, you can upload directly, or you can take your YouTube link and post it. So kind of a couple different routes to go there, but I think the YouTube get it on YouTube first. Possibilities are endless from there.
Also, question really quick. So if you're using the YouTube link for like consistently through texting and all that, you're also going to be building your viewing of that video. So that's search engine optimization type stuff, right?
You nailed it. Yep. So that was, check out some of our videos. They have a lot of views. Some of it's because I share them out every single day. But yes, in those moments, you're helping yourself. You're sharing out your video. You're like, hey, check this out. They're like, great, this is organized, looks great. But also too, yes, your views are going up. And hey, maybe one day you start getting paid for all the views on your YouTube channel. You never know. Secondary stream of income. That is possible if you get to a certain amount of views. But again, super easy to use. Like if you have a Gmail account, a Google login, you already have a YouTube account because Google owns YouTube. So it's all connected. By uploading your stuff to YouTube, you become that much more searchable. And it's that much easier for you. That's like, even if you're in the Northern Neck and you can't get service on Google Drive to download your file, like just go to YouTube and send them the link. Because, you know, if they have service, they're going to be able to watch it. Or you can be like, hey, just go to my YouTube channel and search and go into the playlists. Like all the information is going to be right there. So there's never going to be that time of like, oh, I don't have Wi-Fi. Oh, I don't have service. Like it's just always there and ready to go. So moving forward from that, listing videos, community videos. Hey, I love these. The specializing in a certain neighborhood, I think that this is where, or a certain area, this is where these are probably some of the most useful. You know, if you're farming a certain neighborhood, you're like, I am the specialist here. There's no doubt about it. Like, yeah, let's go out, film a video of you walking around, showing us some of the locations. You know, maybe it's even you just talking behind it, kind of introducing yourself. You can really do any layer of that. But then, yeah, you post it on Facebook, you post it in the area community page. When you send out that flyer to all the homes in the neighborhood, include that little QR code. And when they scan it, it's going to show their video. And they're going to be like, oh, wow, she lives here. And like, she really knows the community. Of course I want to work with her. You know, it just is a no brainer. So when you kind of piecing all those things together, I think it's amazing for that. If you're trying to specialize in a certain area, great for engagement with the community. So this might not even be something that is you trying to sell. It's just a resource for the community that's, you know, potentially drumming up leads, just getting more eyes on your brand. So that would be something, a 30-second snippet like downtown with Bobby. I could be downtown Fredericksburg. Maybe once a month I go to a local restaurant and I interview the owner or something like that. Or maybe I'm just outside and I'm like, hey, Sedona, amazing. I love this place. Best apps in town. And like, this is my favorite drink from here. Like we come here Thursday happy hour every week. And then you show a couple more B-roll shots, some nice music behind it, and you put your branding on the end of it, and voila. Now that goes in your YouTube playlist, downtown Fredericksburg, or however you want to label that, right? So we see a lot of different techniques and styles with this for sure, but always pretty effective. And I think at the very least, you're going to capture the attention of those folks living locally because they're like, oh, I live there. I want to see what's going on. Okay. Yes, event videos. So this is actually something that we have been doing a lot more of. It seems since COVID, just kind of since folks, if they are doing things, it's harder to show them off to get people there, or again, just kind of wanting to get it out to the masses. But this could be your team happy hour. This could be, we have literally done like a bachelor or not a bachelor party, like a wedding party, like a bridal shower. So anything down to that, up to 500,000 person conference, a quick highlight video of that is going to be perfect to promote not only this event, how successful it was, but also next year or next holiday, whatever that might be. That next event, you're going to say, hey, check this video from our last event. Like, do not miss it. It was a crazy time. So always useful to use that way. And then kind of the life events. We've done a lot of the closing, like a closing interview, a type of buyer testimonial type of deal, or even they'll be in their new home sitting on the couch and they're like, yeah, worked with Lauren and it was incredible, like was so knowledgeable and I just didn't even break a sweat this whole time. And you put that on your YouTube and it's like someone sees that, you're like, wow, all right, that's great. That's way better than reading a review. So many different ways to use these videos. And the event stuff, big for the recruitment, like the next video, of course. You're like, hey, come to our next networking event. You can see in this video, there was over 100 people here. Don't miss out. So always good stuff there. Oh, and one thing I didn't touch on the listing videos, really in any video, it's something that I've seen a lot more emphasis on, and we've definitely pushed it, is getting in your video. Like, so whether that's me here talking to you or just letting that audio trail behind, you can do anything with the editing. So, hey, we're all not, Brad Pitt, Jen Aniston out here. Like not all professional actors. So sometimes it's just hey, I'm Bobby. And then it clips to the video and I'm just talking behind it. I'm like, yeah, so thanks for joining us, XYZ. You don't even see my face on the screen. But sometimes folks like to be in the entire video and they're like, hey, welcome. I'm here, I'm showing you all these things, even walking through a home, you can be guiding them through the kitchen, fresh granite installed this year, freshly renovated bathroom, all these things. Like you can be in the moment showing them in the video, which I think that's just personal style. I think it does add a layer to it at any rate though, kind of giving them that next layer of understanding. And they're just seeing your face. So again, branding, awareness, advertisement, all that good stuff. Okay, so video trends. This one's pretty short. All of these things are trendy if you ask me, but one big thing right now is the Instagram Reels and TikTok. We have a TikTok. I can't say I have one personally. I'm not going to lie to you, but it is a useful tool. And again, I think it depends on which area you're going. That new first-time home buyer, younger crowd, likely, good market on TikTok. you know, the luxury type back end of it all, like maybe that's not your market space, right? But Instagram Reels are super powerful. I think it's just a new style of video that we're working with, and it's been something that we have been requested a number of times. Takes a couple different filming techniques and things, but something that we're definitely looking into because it really boosts the viewership, and like the videos that are going viral now, like they're Reels. So that's what kind of our job on top of taking content and making sure it looks good is staying up with these trends and making sure that we can offer them to you.
What are the limitations on Reels? Is there a length limitation, or what size, you know, is it vertical or horizontal?
Yes, so they are vertical, which has been, I guess, probably the biggest holdup just in some cases, because if we could just take the video that we're already filming and turn it into a reel, I mean, that would have just been probably something that we just added as like a free add-on. Like, hey, buy a video with us and we'll cut you a reel. But you either have to get an attachment for your camera or film it on your phone. So you'd have to ultimately take another lap through the house. But I believe on Instagram, it may be different on TikTok, but it's 60 seconds for the reel. And that's where too, the Instagram TV came out where you can do up to like the 5-minute video. So at one point in time, you could only put 1-minute video on Instagram. Now they have the longer version where you'll watch the 1-minute snippet and you have to click on it if you want to watch the full version, or like that would be maybe your profile video, something like that. You know, for the listing video, we're keeping them all 60 seconds or less for those reasons. And then the same thing with the reel, it sounds like, is like within that 60-second range, and probably include stuff after the fact, kind of click to action type.
Thank you.
So the custom videos, finally, I've talked on these a little bit. I think this is the most versatile space. I mean, anything that we don't have like a product for, we pretty much call it a custom video. It could be literally a get to know me video. Hey, my favorite color is orange. My lucky number is 13. Nice to meet you. Or it could be a full on, I am from Northern Virginia. I now live here. This is my specialty. You could really go and tell the whole story, and you can make it like a 3 to 5 minute profile business advertisement video. Then you can cut down the shorts, you know, the 30-second buyer the 30-second buyer video, 30-second, you know, if you want to sell your home with me. That's been a really cool project that we did. Someone was sending out postcards. On one side, it said, do you want to buy with me? QR code went to a video, them saying the buying steps and techniques. On the other side, do you want to sell with me? QR code goes to a video that we filmed 2 minutes after the other one that was just like, hey, you want to sell your home? These are the things I can do for you. So it's not even always us coming up with the ideas. If you have seen a video out there in the wild somewhere and you're like, I really want to replicate that, give us a shout, shoot us an email. Like, we are happy to hop on a Zoom call or anything just to kind of storyboard a bit and see how we can help get you there. So it doesn't just end in the listing for us. That's definitely a majority of what we do, but we help create a lot of branding, advertisement content outside of that as well. The recruitment is huge. That was something that I never really realized as kind of the vendor in the space, that at a certain point, the recruitment and getting other good realtors and real estate professionals on your team is like the most important thing. So the video is, I think, just timeless in that regard. You know, you're able to just, it's basically that inverted get to know me. You're like, hey, get to know the team. This is what I'm doing to support you and your business. And, you know, again, if someone's like, hey, I'm interested in joining your team, you're like, hey, check out the video really quick. And they're like, oh, no, that's not really for me. So it works the same way. It can eliminate the unqualified leads and gain you more leads along the way. And like we said, the testimonials, always great. That could be buyer, seller, builder, anything. I mean, anyone you're working with. We've had realtors pay for videos like with the client for their builders. Like, they're showing good faith with their builder representatives. They're like, hey, we made this video for you. And I mean, I know for a fact that it went over well, and that they still have that representation. So that's always kind of the olive branch. You're like, hey, I got you this thing. And a lot of the times these videos you can get done for like $500. So it's really, you know, if you can spend $500 to create a relationship with a really large builder account, I mean, I think that's a win every single time. If that's your goal, you got other goals, we can help you get there with video too, of course. Any quick questions before I hop into the putting to work category? We'll cover some of those YouTube channel, social media type areas. All righty. So this, I have coined this as my own personal phrase. Content is no good sitting in your inbox. We could go out, whoever could go out and take the best photos and video you've ever seen. But if you don't upload them, if you don't post them, if you don't share them, no one's going to see them. And then, yeah, you're going to be like, wow, I really didn't get any more business off of using this content. You did not use it. If you just upload it to MLS and that's the last thing you do with it, you're selling yourself short. This content, like I said, not only good for all of those platforms, all of those marketing methods that we've talked about, but also, again, next year, 5 years from now, you have a library of content that you can share anytime. Down day, down week of Thanksgiving, you're like, man, there's not really a lot of leads to call. There's not a lot of sales activity going on. You're like, well, going back to the content, well, I'm going to pull all of these photos and videos that I've done over the last couple of years and see if I can drum up some traction. If you go look at our Facebook too, again, that's what we do. We're spoiled because we create content, but if you order a video and let's just say 35 photos on a listing, it's pretty standard order for us. You have, even if 10 of those pictures are like really feature image, kitchen, outside, bathroom, the things that like you would post to share, not just like hallway bathroom or something, you're going to have 11, 12 opportunities to individually post those items to say, hey, look at this amazing bathroom that we just sold. Making a move, give me a shout. It's just, you know, it gives you a reason to post. So we love that. So a couple different ways, putting it to work. You see, we have externally, internally. I think most of the time we think about it in that external standpoint. How can I get it in front of more people? How can I create a customer out of this? MLS, obviously, you know, that's usually the first step. The listing presentation, like I mentioned, I think that is huge for a lot of reasons. I think there's a lot going on, you know, in most cases, I'm sure people have multiple options. So if it's something as simple as a picture or a video that costs you just a couple $100s, again, that can win that relationship, I think that, you know, I think it's just really a really easy step to take to make sure that you can, you know, push them over the line or win that business. I think it really speaks volumes. And that's just showing the content. Like us, for example, we actually have a listing presentation PDF that's like branded HD Bros and says everything that we do with the guaranteed next day delivery and the media support and all those things. So, because again, I say it's not if, but when. We're dealing with content, elements out in the universe, home buyers and sellers, you know, other contractor timelines. So there's a lot that happens within any shoot process for us. So again, things do happen. It's just how can you fix them? And we have an editing timeline. Within 4 hours, we have your edits back to you. So it's not something where you're like, hey, Bobby, like the sky's kind of dark on this one. It's like, oh yeah, a hurricane was coming in. Couldn't really avoid that, no problem. Let me get with our media team really quick and we can fix that, no problem. Not like, oh, hey, we're booked. We're not going to be able to get back there for like 2 weeks because we just don't have that support staff in-house. So when your sellers, clients are seeing that, they're like, oh, I hopefully am feeling that extra layer of protection. Not only are you a professional, but you have professional support partners that, you know, are going to get us to the finish line unscathed here. And that's probably the same for, you know, your roofers or your electricians. You're like, hey, look, it's not just some guy that I have doing this. It's a legit company that's going to do it the right way. So again, whether that's us or someone else, please. The social media, like we've talked on that a bunch, and that we could host 10 more classes on social media alone. Check ours out. I think that's the best thing I can say in short. Use your hashtags, use the locator. Like anytime you're making a post, tag a location and use the hashtags, tag another vendor. We always tell folks, tag our account. We have 15,000 followers on Instagram. The second you tag us, you now have 15,000 more people looking at your post. So, I mean, that's how all these algorithms and things work. You are absolutely rewarded for consistency on social media. So don't post 7 times a week if you can't maintain that. Post 2 or 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. Maybe not at 3 a.m. No one's awake looking at your posts. Maybe post around noon or 6 o'clock when people are in a lunch lull or they've gotten off in the afternoon. So definitely strategy in terms of timing and where to place them. And it could be different for everybody. I mean, maybe you're targeting like the after hours employees. Great. Yeah. Make your post at 2 a.m. But majority of the time, you know, there will be a better time throughout the day to put that up. Email marketing and newsletters, I think just, again, invaluable. These go out so often, and you'd be amazed at what video can do for not only the retention. I read this morning that it has a 70%, it's a 70% more likely for someone to not unsubscribe from your newsletter when there's video content, which was like kind of wordy, but I think the main thing, it ups your open rate by over 15%. Our open rate is 35%, and that's significantly higher than the average. That's because we put videos in every single newsletter that we send out. Guilty, but it helps for sure. And again, it helps them. They click in the video, they're back on your YouTube channel. They read through your newsletter, they're learning more about you and how you can assist them. And when they need you, they're going to call you because you'll be the first one they think about. Oops, one more on that. The event marketing, like we said, whether it's pre-post or anywhere in between, you're like, hey, look how awesome we are. Look at these fun parties we throw. Make sure you make the next one, or anything in between. I think that it just is a timeless effort there, being able to show off the fun you have, whether that, if it's a client event or if it's an internal event. Either way, people want to see a good blend of things. Like, they don't want to see just pictures of homes. They don't want to see just pictures of your dog. You got to do that even blend to kind of keep the traction going. So definitely a little bit of science there, but I can tell you for sure, if I were to post a picture of either of my dogs sleeping right next to me right now, I would have 10 times more interaction than if I were to just go post or to like share an HD Bros post, because that's what people want to see. These social media platforms are measuring, it sounds crazy, but it is measuring the likelihood you are to have a positive reaction to what you're looking at. So even if you scroll past a post and you stay on it for more than the amount of scroll time, it's registering that information. They're like, oh, we're going to show them HD Bros stuff more next time because they liked it. They stayed on it. If you actually like it and comment on it, you're going to get flooded with it. That's not just us, that's anyone. You've seen the targeted ads, I'm sure of it. Scary stuff, but also put it to work in your own day. You know, if they say on your post and watch a 60-second video, you can guarantee they will see your next post, even if it isn't your dog. Internally, so we do a monthly internal team newsletter. It's great to flip that content and be able to use it that way. It's just the filler. It's great filler content always. The website, I think folks go out and have an entire content capture web design day. If you're taking photos and videos of your listings already, maybe a couple testimonials in there, you already have that material. Like, you can go build a website right now that is beautifully branded and has all the resources that people need in text, I imagine, but also in media format, so they can kind of piece the whole thing together. The branding materials, always business cards, if that's even just like the banner on your Facebook page, your business Facebook page, all those things. In any of these departments, like if I'm not ramming it home already, the content is timeless and you can use it anywhere. So that is basically where I'm ramming that piece home for you. And then just some content tips. Lead with video. I think that you'll get multiple chances in life always, but put your best foot forward. I think that's really what we're trying to say. If you have the video resources to market, put those out there first. Get those out to the crowd. And I think that where we've seen it maybe be a negative, like we've been out and done photos, for example, and they're like, oh, the photos aren't really doing it. Like, come back and do the video. We will happily do that. However, you would have been, you know, in a much better position, not only just from convenience, time, money, all those other things, but like, had you had that video first and posted that first, you're 4 times ahead based on those NAR statistics. You've gotten 4 times more views and potential leads rather than just using the photos, or nothing at all, of course. But so always lead with the video, powerful tool, put it out there first for everyone to see. Even when you make your post and you might have 20 photos attached with it, make sure the video is that first box for you on Facebook. You can rearrange those. Rule of 2. As you can see, pick 2. I think it's simple. It just is not overwhelming, especially if you're not using them already. I think that's big. If you're Like, Bobby, you're not telling me anything new on social media today. Great. Go pick up a third one. Like, use as many as you can. But especially when you're first starting out and you're not having someone else manage these platforms for you, I think just picking one just to like get in the groove and in the flow of things. But, you know, again, if you start a social media page and you post today and you don't post for another 30 days, you might as well create another page, because your algorithm is just so far at the bottom, because they're like, there's no activity on this page. It's not really filled out. There's no description, all those things. So if you stay consistent, keep posting, fill out those fields like you'll see on your YouTube channel as well. YouTube.com, sign in, use your Google credentials. You'll be able to log right in. And when you go to add a video, it's like, hey, do you want to add a geotag? Yeah, downtown Fredericksburg, cool. Or this neighborhood, maybe, for example. You can kind of use the hashtags in between there. Hashtag first time home buyer, hashtag buy sell with Bob, you know, whatever that looks like for you, you can label them in there. So that way, when someone goes and searches on Google, hey, I'm looking to buy a house in Fredericksburg, house, Fredericksburg, buy. It's all working in the world, and it's getting them back to your profile because you've done all the groundwork. Oopsies, back to it. Consistently, resourcefully. That's just posting smart. You know, I think there are definitely things you can post that are just going to be outside of your brand and your message you're trying. It can be tempting, but just try and stay in that lane, consistency, and you will make it to the promised land. Google My Business, as you see, best SEO booster. So basically what that were to mean, like if you Google any company out there, right, you'll see those top couple search options come up. If you go in and set up Google My Business, which unfortunately I do not have a video for, we can maybe follow up on that, but you should be able to, even if you just Google My Business, you'll be able to click and just kind of walk through those steps. That way you have an address where your business is located. So, and even if that's out of your house, however that might be, we had that at one point in time. It still is operable. So that way when folks are searching, you know, anything within that range of information, be it your name or what you specialize in, they're going to have a pretty good opportunity of finding you. And that's even if they're not in your area. Like if I was in Northern Virginia searching for, you know, a realtor or anything like that, you're going to have a better chance of popping up. So those are all just really base tips for you. Definitely. And I always, maybe not the best professional advice, but Googling it is like a legit way of life. I learned how to be a photographer 5 years ago through YouTube. So now I can say confidently, we are not the first people that are going to have a problem in the world. If we are, that's amazing. But like, there's been other people that have battled through it. So if it's creating, you know, setting up your Google My Business, or if you don't feel like calling me to talk through your YouTube channel, just type that in Google really quick, how to set up my YouTube channel. Boom, there's going to be a video for it. Hopefully my video comes up, but thousands of other people have made these types of videos. So there's definitely information out there. And just because you might have to filter through links and things like that, but the answer will be there. I can assure you that at any rate.
And hitting the like button on yours will ensure that yours does show up.
Oh, on our YouTube? Yeah, definitely. Follow our YouTube, follow our social media. We have tons of great tips and tools that come out. You'd never have to spend $1 with HD Bros, I think, to get value out of what we offer. You can go on our website, and whether it's the home prep guide, we send out a home prep guide video with every single appointment reminder, and it's 98% of the time it goes unnoticed, but those 2% of the times the homeowner's like, oh my gosh, this was so helpful. Like without this, we would have been, you know, not in a good place. And you're like, okay, cool. And that's where they're looking to their realtor and saying, thank you. And the realtor's telling us like, hey, home prep guide was great. We go in with the mindset of like, hey, if you can win the homeowner, you can win the day, of course. Like we always want to make sure the content looks good, but setting up the whole process for success. If we show up to the shoot and there's trash cans and everything else in the way, how could we have expected you to know those things without the home prep guide? So it makes our lives easier. It helps us get in and out faster and get the content back faster.
Well, and of course, what sets you guys apart is that the 2 or 3 bros that actually started it are, you know, grew up around real estate. So they like eat, sleep, and breathe real estate.
Oh, I know it for sure. We were fortunate in that regard, definitely. So They're still around. Don't worry. I'm still putting them to work. Great. Well, we got just over 10 minutes left on the docket. I'll go over any questions or anything anyone's got, like drone myths. Happy to cover that for you. Like, I could talk about this forever. I truly believe in what not only we do, like anything I'm saying is within the umbrella of just content creation. Obviously, I'm Team HD Bros over all else, but you know, there are plenty of ways to get these resources rocking for you, you know, and there are some very little tools that can help it make it look that much better. If you're out doing videos on your own, in any case, I understand it's not practical to like hire a photographer or videographer to follow you around in your daily life for documentation. You have a camera, get your phone. You know, there are little stabilizing tools out there, because tell me you've watched a video that's like all shaky and you're like, oh God, I can't do this. But if you get like a little $50, $100 stabilizer tool and you put your phone on top of that, now it's cinematic and smooth. So sometimes just those little tweaks can make a huge difference. And not to say, you know, again, then comes the editing, et cetera. Like there's a lot that comes into it. Anyone can go out and film. It's kind of piecing it together on the back end too, which is at least half of the battle. So in any case, reach out, questions, comments, concerns. See, we got a couple chats flowing in.
Yeah, Bobby, can you put in the chat too, just what the best way to contact you?
Oh yeah, sure will.
The link.
I'm gonna just drop my email and phone number in there. You'll also notice it on my backdrop here.
I'm old, I couldn't read the backdrop.
Oh, is it blurry? Oh no, I'm gonna have to.
No.
I gotta update my quality.
No, it's me, not you.
Hey, Anna, I like your question in the chat. Is it better to get BombBomb or set up your own YouTube channel? What do you think, Bobby?
I think the YouTube is, even if you have it and you have another medium that's kind of working through it, because BombBomb is fun. I've definitely got a couple of those messages, but I think they might have like slightly different, you know, like YouTube's kind of like your library, your hosting library. And like, so maybe that's where it's different. I think that YouTube channel always, though, I think that definitely you should have one, whether you're using, you know, BombBomb or anything else or not.
And then Monica asks, are there any app recommendations to edit videos?
So iPhone users, yes, because what I use, you can use iMovie. You know, there are some basic kind of functions on there. That's free. You know, next level software, you're talking like Final Cut Pro, excuse me, or there's the Premiere, which, I mean, now you're talking legitimate softwares that you download and you're paying a monthly, you know, $10 or $15 cost for. So, you know, not to mention, and I can tell you confidently, it takes us longer to train folks how to edit than it does to shoot. Like, it is so many more little details, color grading, saturation, like it's just so many things back there. Like, you're looking at like 100 dials. You're like, okay, how am I going to make this picture look pretty, right?
I have heard some good things about the GoPro film editor Quick.
Okay.
If you're looking for a simple one on your phone, Quick, and you don't have to use it with GoPro footage. You can use it with any footage you have.
Yeah. Even just being able to cut and splice those videos, sometimes it can add a lot. You know, you can kind of film more continuous. You're like, oh, I'm going to do a second take. I know I'm just going to like cut that one out. So yeah, there are definitely some ways to go about that. I think that doing the live videos every once in a while, I think that one thing about live videos that above all else, it gives you, I see Stephanie, you got a question up there too, maybe. But above all else, if you go live, if we're friends or you like my page and I go live, you're going to get a notification that I am live. So you're infinitely more likely to kind of click in and tune in on that. And of course, the live video stays there too. We have hosted videos on Facebook Live and then just taken that live video, downloaded it, and uploaded it to our YouTube channel. So you can always resort them back and get them on the YouTube channel somehow, some way. That way they're always kind of present and available.
And I know when it first started, wasn't Facebook Live not technically live at the beginning? Is it actually live now? Because there was a period where you would start the video, but it would wait to actually push it live till you finished your video.
I thought that it's live now. One thing that we've been using more is YouTube Live. So they have a live feature in there too. And you can, again, it's within my presentation that I have on our YouTube channel, but if you can go in and host it live on YouTube, and then you can stream it to Facebook or stream it to Instagram. So that's kind of your direct connect there, and then it like auto uploads to your YouTube channel. So that's the beauty with all of these, all of technology advancement and all the things, everything's talking to each other. So in most cases, you can just kind of like click, transfer over, and it's not too hard to still have your material in front of you.
All right, so just curious, what would you say to people who either don't like the sound of their own voice or don't like to see themselves on video, or are hindered by perfectionism and do not want to do a video because they don't like the way it turns out or whatever?
Another thing I say all the time is that we are all our own biggest critics. I'm the same way. I'm gonna have to really like make myself go back and watch this, and I'll probably cringe the entire time. So hopefully it wasn't too bad, but that's just facts. Like we are all our own biggest critics always. Like you're gonna be looking, you're like, oh my God, look at my, like, oh God, I got crow's feet, like whatever it is. But everyone else is looking at you like, wow, this video is amazing, and like she really knows what she's talking about. So you know, that's where the difference.
They're laughing at me because we've done videos together, so she knows.
No.
Well, that's too, I think for us, we're not just like, hey, we'll see you at 12 p.m. on Tuesday and we're going to put together a cool video. We're like, hey, we're going to take 20 minutes, do a quick discovery call. We're going to talk through your script. We're going to fine tooth it, make sure everything sounds good. I always am going to pride ourselves on being good on site. You know, that's something that we understand, kind of the element of creating content. You know, it's nerve-wracking in some cases being on camera. It's important. You're paying money and you have a mission you want to accomplish. So it's, you know, we want to make sure it's right and all those good things. But yeah, for your sake, I think, like I was saying maybe earlier, just the quick intro, right? You're just like, hey, I'm Stephanie. And as soon, like 2 seconds after that, like you're going to start your next, like, and I wanted to welcome you to our boom, and it transitions over to your office, and it's showing your branding, and it's showing you and your team laughing together at a meeting, you sitting down with a client, you know, in slow motion, those type of nice B-roll shots. And then your voice is just in the background. You're like, yeah, you know, we've been at it for X amount of years. These are our core values. This is what we believe in. These are our goals, you know, going forward and working with clients. And it's like, if that's just flowing in the background, they're letting that visual, those 1.8 million words go across their brain in any case. So, you know, it would be hard pressed to think that they're like, got like audio in. They're like, she's a little off key here.
She doesn't have perfect pitch. She's not my realtor.
I get it. Trust me. They ask me to film stuff all the time, and I'm like, why me? Like, why me? But I think that with the tools, the right setup, and you know, a good team there with you, you can always kind of make it exactly what you want. And even if you don't even want your voice on it at all, plenty of ways to layer text behind it. A high percentage of videos right now aren't getting watched with sound on, unless it's clear. Like if you're in front of the video, like, hi, they're probably going to click the little sound indicator because there's obviously sound. There's the auto-generated captions now, which like work insanely well, scary well. And then at the very end of that, on the video, you can put text and titling. So I always use this example for the listing. But you go in the front door and on the screen in text, it's like, yeah, 5,000 square feet of living space, 3 bathrooms, XYZ. You know, you go through a couple more shots. That way it's not like reading. Then you're in the kitchen, same type of thing. Instead of you saying, hey, freshly updated granite, etc., you put those couple bullets on the screen. You're like, yep, kitchen was updated last year, brand new roof, and it's got a commercial range or something like that. Like you put those little bullets on there. And remembering that when you are posting these videos and stuff, you'll have that like description option. It's going to be coming from your page. They'll be looking at it from your MLS link. So they'll know where it's coming from. So many different ways, I think, to overcome that obstacle, but I'm with you. I hear you. It can be nerve-wracking, but worth it in the end. And like anything with practice, it becomes that much easier. So We have teleprompters and all that stuff. I'm just rambling at this point. If no one's got questions, I will bid you all adieu. I really, really appreciate everyone tuning in. I hope you got any value out of this at all. I hope that we can work with you soon going forward. Anytime, check out our website. Like I said, tons of resources to take advantage of. Google our YouTube channel, copy all the stuff in there, please. And please feel free to reach out if you ever need anything or have questions.